Fiona, welcome back to my channel. And I'm going to be rusting some paper clips, some safety pins, and some little bits and pieces. I've got a few eyelets in there, and I'm going to do some little brads as well. So I'm going to rust them up so that we can get that real vintagey, grungy look, if you like that look in your journals. And so yeah, I thought I'd just film it and show you how I'm going to do it. I did make a video of this, it was probably over 2 years ago now, but it's not a very good quality video because it was so long ago. So I thought that I'd film it again. Okay, so what you need is you need a glass jar, and make sure it is glass, not plastic, that has a lid, some sort of a screw top, or this one's one of those push-in lids. And then you'll just need some plain white vinegar, nothing fancy, and some peroxide, and a little bit of salt. Hang on, I just want to make sure you can see me okay. Yep, a little bit of salt. So what we're going to do first, and you can wear gloves if you want to. It's such a tiny amount of peroxide. I'm not going to worry wearing gloves, but you can. So I'm just going to pour all these in my jar. Whoops, I think I lost a couple there. I've got a lot of small safety pins in there because I really love using the really little ones. And then, see, my brads are just these big silver ones, and I don't really want them to be bright silver. So let's put some in there. Okay, so first of all we need to do is pour in some vinegar. Your vinegar needs to just cover your metal bits. So just to cover them, I've probably got about 1/3 of a cup, I would say, in mine. And then the peroxide, you want half the amount of peroxide that you've got vinegar. Sorry if I'm shouting. I'm just shouting a little bit because the rain's really the rain is really loud outside today. And I thought you may not be able to hear me over the rain. So yeah, I've probably got, I'd say 1/3 of a cup. So, but I'm just looking at the height of it, and so I can work out what is about half of that, and I'll fill my peroxide up to that, half of the amount of vinegar. And you can just guesstimate. You don't have to measure. It should still work. And then I've got about a teaspoon of salt, probably just over a teaspoon. Now this is the catalyst for the reaction, so this is going to cause the chemical reaction, which is going to create the rust or patina. So you need the salt. Put that in. And I'm going to put my lid on and just swirl it around a bit to get that salt mixing in. Like that. It's still cloudy, but that's okay. So all you need to do now is leave this. Don't touch it. Don't move it or shake it or anything. Just leave it for 2 or 3 hours, and then it will turn very brown and mucky looking, and it will have a bit of foam on the top. So I am going to leave this for a couple of hours, and I'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, so I'm back with my little jar, and it's actually the next day. I did leave it 2 or 3 hours, and then I had a little look, and it didn't look like it was really rusting. But having said that, I think after the next step, it does rust even more. So if you have a look and it doesn't look like it actually had removed the shiny coating and was a lot more dull looking, but I couldn't see much rust. But if you do check it and it's like that, it's probably okay, because after the next step, as I just said, it is going to rust even more, so don't worry too much about that. So I've left it overnight, and I just want to mention that this jar that I used with the the pop-off lid, it actually exploded last night. Well, the lid actually popped off during the night. So and it wasn't too bad because I had it in a little corner in the kitchen, and there was a few splashes on the wall, and the lid had popped off. And I did hear a noise last night, and I didn't think much of it because we've had a lot of heavy wind and rain here, and there was a lot of noise going on anyway. So I didn't get up to check, but that's what I found this morning, that the lid had popped off. So in that happening to me, I guess I can tell you that it's probably better to use a screw top lid. So there you go. I've tested that out for you. If you use something like this, the lid with the reaction and all the gases that are given off, even a lid like this can pop off. And it's quite a good seal. So I was actually quite surprised, but yeah, that's what's happened anyway. So the first thing that we need to do now is to actually decant off this mucky liquid. We don't want to rinse them at all. We just want to pour off most of the liquid without pouring out our little metal bits just yet. So I'm just going to pause and go and pour that off. Okay, so I've done that, and you'll just be left with a bit of foam in the bottom there. So now I've got a pile of paper towels here, and we can just pour them out onto the paper towels. Some of them are quite rusty and some of them aren't, but I've got to try and get the rest of those out. But what I was saying before is once these hit the air, the oxygen, they will tarnish further. They will rust further. So the idea is to just leave them on the paper towel until they pretty much dry out. So, and don't touch them with your fingers because it is a corrosive reaction. So it will probably burn, I imagine. So I'm just getting my got my tweezers here, so I'm just going to spread them out, and see, some of them are very dark, like this one. This one was bright silver and now it's looking black. These were silver and they're looking kind of, a little bit rusty. And if you remember my the brads haven't rusted a lot, but then they still don't look bright silver anymore. So, I'm happy with that. Actually, there is quite a lot of rust on that one. So it does work, but as they sit here and they dry out in the air, they will rust even further. So I'm just going to let them sit there and soak for a little while, and then, you know, I will just sort of mop them up a bit with my paper towels, and then I will show you the result after, I don't know, maybe half an hour or so at the most. Probably don't need that long. Okay, so I'll be back. So it's been about 10 minutes and they have gone nice and rusty for me. Some of them are very dark and some of them are lighter, but they're still rusty. They're not the bright colours that they were. I mean, you can't even tell that that was bright gold once. I'm holding it in the right spot. Yeah, that one there, it's almost sort of blackish looking. So I'm just going to just pat them dry and then rinse them. You'll want to rinse them to get all the corrosive stuff off of them before you use them. So I'll just go and rinse them under some water and show you the result. Okay, so here they are after I've washed them and dried them. So I have my rusty, tarnished safety pins and paper clips. They've got rust on them. And some of my brads here. They've turned a rusty colour. It's the only way I can describe that. Some little these. See, these were bright silver. These I can never remember the name. The things that make the holes. Sorry guys, it'll come to me. But yeah, it's, you can see, hang on, I'll just lift it up to the camera. And I do have a light shining on it, so it kind of looks a bit more goldish, but they're rusted nicely. I'm happy with that. So you can also, you know, do this to your charms. If you have some charms, some new jewellery that you want to make look old, you can do this. But you need to make sure it is metal. It is actually metal, because if it's aluminium or plastic, that type of thing, it's not going to work. So I mean, if you're not sure if it's metal, just give it a try. But you can usually tell, usually these things are metal. I mean, you can get plastic paper clips and plastic brads and things like that, but they're normally coated with a colour, like in different colours if they're plastic. You could do things like these. I don't think I did one of these, but you could do your little bulldog clips. I plan on giving those a go as well. And even your book, oh, my words won't come to me today. Well, you know what it is. You put it on the cover of your book. Yeah, you could do those as well, but I actually don't mind them gold. So yeah, that's it. And let me know if you give it a go in the comments below, or if you have any other suggestions. That one obviously broke. See that one? It's broken off. Am I under the camera? Yeah, the head's actually broken off, so that one must have had a huge reaction. They probably become a bit more brittle, so I wouldn't leave them for too long. But yeah, that's it, and I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.